with so much in the media today about the flu, and especially the swine flu, I think that we need to educate ourselves about this very topic. Because I think that if we just listen to what the media tells us, I think we could be in a lot of trouble. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, you always have to kind of follow the money trail. There's a reason why they're pushing so many vaccinations, especially the flu vaccination. But if you really look at the statistics today, I think that it's, tells a different story. Most people are under the fear that they're going to die from the flu. Matter of fact, I think the statistic they're using this year is about 36,000 people are going to die from the flu this year. But if you really examine those statistics, I would say it's closer to maybe 6,000. Some argue less than that. The bottom line, though, is this. Who really is affected by the flu, or who really can die from the flu? Well, it's definitely those who are immune compromised already. But fact is those people are typically on their way out anyway, not to sound calloused. But the fact is what can we do to truly prevent ourselves or truly prevent this problem? Because nobody wants the flu. So I think you hear me saying that I don't think our fear should be dying from it. The fact is that may not be the bigger problem, but we don't want to lose a work day and, gosh, it's horrible to get the flu. So let's start there. Nobody wants to get the flu. I think one of the simplest things that we all can do is, number one, get adjusted. Well, how does that help me prevent the flu? Hopefully you're in a chiropractic office or someone that understands the importance of taking interference away from your central nervous system. See, this is God's healthcare system. Your body has an innate ability to heal itself and keep itself healthy, for that matter. And if you interfere with that by physical interference, your spine going out of alignment, that interferes with your autonomic nervous system, which is the system that God designed to keep you healthy. So, instead of trying to treat the symptoms later of the flu, or even maybe taking things to, stay healthy, how about taking interference away from the very system that God put in us that keeps us healthy? So that'd be advice number one is, get adjusted. You want your kids to stay, not as sick this season? Get them checked from your chiropractor. If you're not doing that, talk to the doctor that maybe you're in the office right now. So talk to him about that. Also, simple thing, vitamin D. Right now, there is a massive epidemic of vitamin D deficiency. We think of vitamin D, I think, mostly from a standpoint of helping our bones. But that's just one of the jobs that vitamin D does. Fact is, you have 36 organs of your body that have vitamin D receptors on them that talk to vitamin D and need vitamin D to actually work properly. I bet you didn't know that, so hopefully you learned something new. But the fact of the matter is if you're deficient in vitamin D, which most Americans are, matter of fact, 75% of all Americans are vitamin D deficient. And African Americans, 97%. That's almost everybody. And if you live anywhere north of Pittsburgh, where I live, well, you're in big trouble, especially the darker your skin, the bigger the problem. See, because God designed us in a way that we're supposed to actually get vitamin D from the sun. However, most people are slathering themselves with sunscreen, and we're not getting the proper levels. So it's created major deficiency. But in the deficiency, we have immunosuppressant, because vitamin D, one of the big roles it plays, is actually giving you a healthy immune system. What do I recommend? I recommend maybe starting with 2,000 units of vitamin D, and maybe your doctor can even do a test on you. More and more doctors today are realizing the benefits of vitamin D. If you do get sick or a flu, I think one of the best things you can do is even take a mega dose of vitamin D to really bolster up your immune system. So there's just a couple little, hints that, we can do even at home. But, again, you want to talk to the doctor in his office, because, he holds the same philosophy I do. As far as, look, all we can do is remove the interference. The body has an ability to heal itself. And I want to give you another, I feel, really important point. And today, the reason why people are really, really sick and getting sicker, frankly, and that we are more open to, things like the flu and other diseases as well, is because we're surrounded by chemicals. Please, pay attention to the chemicals that are going into you and your children. I talked a little bit about sunscreen. Well, not only does it block, the sun that you need to make vitamin D, but most sunscreens contain a lot of really toxic chemicals that go right into your bloodstream of you and your children. So that's a big problem too. Think about the chemical cleaners you're using in your home. Think about, even next time, vaccinating your children. Guess what? A flu shot contains 12.5 micrograms of mercury. So if you're trying to prevent the swine flu because of fear, how How about the fear of what's in the shot itself? Look, I can't tell you not to take any medication, but I can tell you to educate yourself. Mercury is just only one of the severe toxins that are in these flu vaccinations. And I believe, they stimulate the wrong immune system. I believe they actually, actually can cause more problems than they're preventing. And really, that's not my opinion. There's solid studies that show that. So before you fall into the typical thing of, I've got to get my flu shot this year to prevent illness, why don't we do it another way? Why don't we think, what can we do to build up what God has already given us? And that is just our innate intelligence that's there. Remove the interference. That is the key. God has given you this innate intelligence to heal itself. And again, I even speak to the doctors. All we can do is remove the interference. But couple tips there. I hope that helps. Take it home. Tell the ones you love. Tell your family members. And I know that's going to make a difference in this flu season.